Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready for Team Liquid Academy and Evil Geniuses Academy's second game of their best of two, but we have another guest analyst. I'm getting word from production, actually. Who do we got this time?
Rafa?
What do you mean? What?
Who do we have?
I don't know who. Oh, no.
What's up, guys? Did you miss me? Did I miss anything?
Okay. He's back.
All right. I gotta say, I don't know what was going on for the last hour and a half. I've just been getting a good pump, but I've noticed a worrying trend. Everybody, I wanna bring something to your attention. The other stream going on right now, the broadcast talent. I've noticed a distinct lack of both finger and wrist strength. So I want to make sure that we're getting ahead of that on this one. All right. All right, none of that shenanigans here. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna get our casters here a little warmed up. All right. We're gonna start rotating our wrists. I want everybody at home to hop in on this with us. Wrist and finger strength is important. All right. And as we're doing this,
You're just coming in and giving us
as we're doing this, okay, I want everybody to be thinking about how you can improve your wrist and finger strength. Okay, we're gonna make a perfect fist. We're gonna ball it up and we're gonna start moving around. Just circles. Imagine your wrist is a joystick, and you're playing a game, everybody. All right. Now,
Congus, what does this have to do with the last game?
now I'll get to that.
I'll
get to that. I'll get to that, Cubby, because I'm happy you asked. I'm happy you asked. Honestly, this is called a warm up. We're warming up right now. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like that's what EG was doing that whole game. Team Liquid as well. Game 1, a lot of nerves, but I was watching. And I gotta say, I liked EG's style. I liked what they were doing with a lot of those things. So I've actually gone ahead and created a workout that all of us can do together, modeled after these players. So first off, we got our boy Surdy, right, in the top lane with that Akali. Now for this one, I don't know what you guys have at home, what your workout implements are, but we're gonna need something to warm up your hands, all right? Because this kid's got fingers. This kid's got hands. His performance on that Akali was absolutely slick. So what you guys got? You got anything?
I got a Teemo shroom.
That works. You can grip that. Is it like a squishy one? Oh, it's that was an invisible Teemo shroom.
Yeah.
I have a screwdriver.
Sure. Yeah. Grip it, move it around a lot. So the thing that I noticed about Surdy is on that Akali. Now he is playing tanky Akali, of course. That's just the meta right now. But the fingers, dude, getting out of those top lane ganks. Now here, Cubby, I want to give you a quick 30 seconds on the mic to talk about our boy Surdy and that performance while you're doing your workout, okay? I want to see some blood pumping through those fingers here.
Okay. This is new. Surdy, last game. Let's see. Hit level 6, got a solo kill, was able to dodge out on the rest of the plays that Team Liquid were throwing his way. It ended up carrying pretty well in his first game of Academy. So props to Surdy. Can I stop now?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what Surdy just did for us? He just warmed up our fingers. He warmed up our hands, okay? Now we're feeling good. We got some blood flow. Rafa, you can put yours down. I don't even know what you're doing over there, but it looks great.
I thought you told me we're doing, finger curls.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if that's what you call that. Next up, we got our boy Soligo. Now, Soligo, something I noticed about him, really strong rotations. Really good rotator player there with that Twisted Fate. So we're going to do a workout that warms up our rotators. All right?
Our what?
Our rotators.
Our rotators.
Yeah, your shoulders have a muscle commonly called the rotators. So I need everybody to grab something stretchy, something they can move. All right, does anybody have anything? And we're going to do what's called a supinated rear deltoid fly, okay? We're doing a supinated grip
please
so that we can get a
explain that in league terms? How
stretch.
What does this mean? In what is this workout in league terms?
So in league terms, I'm happy you mentioned that.
I don't know what language.
I'm
you're
happy you
speaking.
mentioned that because that was where I was going with this originally, Cubby. This is of course a League of Legends bit here. So in league terms, you want to have a mid laner that knows when to run away from somebody in the mid lane who's about to kind of give him a rough time in the beginning phases. And Soligo did just that. He played the Twisted Fate. He did one for the team. Still undefeated on it, mind you. And he was able to rotate around the map and get things done elsewhere, all right? I'm not seeing a lot of rotator movement from either of you.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Well, I mean, I do cardio, man. Come on.
I can tell.
Take it easy.
I can tell. Next up, what about the jungler? That's probably what you were thinking, right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking we're missing that out. So the jungler, what do they do? What do they do? Oftentimes they're the ones steering the ship, right? They're moving around. Viego, not popping off too much in the early game, but by the end of the game, doing a really good job holding up the team and steering that wheel. So I'm going to need everybody to grab preferably a 25 to 45 pound plate if you have one at home. My one's a little rusty because I have an outdoor gym and it stays in the rain, as you can tell. But we're just going to do rotators, okay? We're going to steer the steering wheel, all right? Now, this is great.
All right, hold on. I might
Rotators and shoulder strength, too.
You have a steering wheel in your house, Cubby?
No, but I got a dumbbell. So here we go.
Yeah, that works perfect.
Like this? Yeah.
That's a kettlebell. It's a kettlebell, but
Okay. Sorry.
terminology is important. You don't want to lie to the people. All right, so shoulders feeling good. Shoulders feeling warmed up, right? Rafa?
Kind of feeling
You
sweaty.
feeling good?
It's kind of.
I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Is that a game controller?
No, it's actually a power drill, but it's green, so it just.
Yeah, I like the effect. That's actually great. That's really good. We'll use that for a future bit. Okay, so we got our hands warmed up. We got our rotators warmed up. We got our shoulders warmed up now. Next up, let's talk about SkyTech. What did SkyTech do? He stabilizes, right? SkyTech is our stabilizer. So this is actually going to be the most important one here. You got to work your shoulder stabilizers. You take a weight in each hand, and you're going to do this with your shoulders, your elbows, and we're just going up and down. We're just going up and down.
Oh, okay.
I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm out.
Oh,
Okay, we're back. We're back. I was like, we got one more. We got one more. All right, SkyTech. This is the SkyTech workout, everybody. This is the Evil Geniuses workout routine. That's what we're going through.
To the sky?
To the sky.
That's what we're doing?
Exactly, to the sky. All right.
Okay.
Now, the last one, I'm sure that you've been wondering, well, what about everybody's favorite pop-off performer? Our eyes were on him going into the day.
809.
How's Kaori going to perform? Well, I'm happy to say, for him, we have a very special workout called the Sledgehammer. Okay, I'm hearing from production that we're actually ready to hop into pick and ban here. Okay, all right. Well,
thank God.
I guess we'll have to come back to that one. We'll do that one later.
You can put away the sledgehammer. There's nothing that needs to be bludgeoned. I don't want you breaking anything, Kungus. Although this has been surprisingly entertaining, to say the least. But if we're going into
so I can come back
phase,
next time, is what you're telling me? If this one was entertaining,
you are starting to grow on me a little bit. I am finding myself somewhat charmed by whatever it is that you're doing.
All right. Well, whatever it is I'm doing, we're gonna head back to that pick ban thing. So I'll leave the two of you to it.
Thanks, Kungus.
Oh.
How did we get him in the first place?
I'm still wondering how I got the dumbbell up in my studio setup we got here. But the things we do to learn more about League of Legends.
Yeah, it's definitely one way of looking at the map here. I really hope that we don't see the sledgehammer though, because I'm pretty sure.
I really wanted to know what the sledgehammer did.
No, see, the thing is, Cubby, I'm getting slowly more afraid that Kungus is near us, because I'm pretty sure when he lifted up the sledgehammer, I heard it like on the other side of the studio room. So like I hope I don't see like some Kool-Aid Man effect of Kungus coming through my wall and breaking things down, because then we're gonna have a huge issue. But other issues that we have to address.
I mean, that sounds like what Kaori did in the last game. To be fair,
yeah, he did just break down the wall.
It
for
was
Team
supposed
Liquid
to be a
Academy.
workout for Kaori, so that does add up.
And look at that, we've tied it back around as we're getting ready in pick and ban phase for game 2. We're still just waiting on players to ready up and ready checks, making sure that everyone's peripherals are all up, ready to go. One of the things is that obviously Evil Geniuses Academy, they were blue side last time, so I imagine, actually, if we're looking at this correctly, looks like they're getting blue side again.
Yeah. So looks like TLA likes the red side. Honestly, for the Bradley versus Surdy matchup, we did see Bradley get the counter pick of the last game. think we're going to see Bradley get that counter pick yet again, but curious to see if they switch up that top lane matchup, because I feel like EG's ability to facilitate across the map and Surdy's ability to do a lot with a lead he was able to get in the top lane with the help of his team, I think that's kind of what helped break the camel's back for Team Liquid. So we're going to have to see if they go back to the drawing board and see what they end up coming up with in this game, as I know a lot of our viewers at home who might be watching just to see Bjergsen play might have been surprised that they dropped the game. It might have hopefully been surprised by some of the good plays on EGA's side. Guess what? We're here for the rest of spring, so feel free to tune on in. And also, curious to tune in to Game 2 here, Rafa, as we're going to have to see if TL can turn it around.
Every Wednesday, Thursday, or at least, technically, every Thursday for sure. There's some Wednesdays we're on, and then there's some Fridays.
No one cares about technicalities. You know, we can move on from there.
We are on every week, and, you know...
Follow Path to LCS. You can keep up with all of it.
There you go. And then you don't have to worry about, you know, which days are which. You know what? Just tune into Academy channel every single day around the same time. You're sure to get banger content as we fly through the bands. And the first pick is Jinx for Kaori.
So this is the big swap coming out from Team Liquid. Twisted Fate taken off the board, paying some respect over to Saligo. Gonna be a different matchup coming in now in the mid lane. This does leave Victor up. I really like Victor Jinx as a pairing. I think that Victor provides a lot of nice peel and can help support the Jinx in a lot of ways. And so I'm curious to see if that ends up being the pairing for EG or if Team Liquid try and snipe it away. What I expect from Team Liquid here is they either get Yawn on that Aphelios, something that he is so comfortable on and has been so good at throughout this past year of play, or they get him something else. I was going to say the Jhin, but if a Varus comes through, I wouldn't be surprised either.
And no Thresh available to really supplement that Aphelios. But you know what? During the Team Liquid lock-in tournament, when Yawn got a chance to perform on the big stage, although they didn't win, Yawn was one of the main factors of why they were still in that game for so long. And he was playing with a bunch of veterans up there. So he's showing that when he has this champion, he can definitely fight with the top dogs in LCS. Now, Evil Genius's Academy, how do they respond?
Well, Surdy's Akali is going to be locked in again.
Damn.
This can be flexed with Saligo, who is also a very good Akali player himself. And I would not be surprised they took the support pairing here. And I'm curious to see what happens with Braum, as Braum pairs really well with both Jinx and Aphelios, and especially with Thresh off the table. Could see a rise in priority. Instead, looks to be that they're prioritizing the jungle pick. Jarvan very good into both Xin Zhao and Aphelios, and that will be the lock-in for Tomio.
Yeah, Tomio had an option to either pick the Lee Sin. Obviously, he's not going to pick the Nidalee super early on when you still need pieces to really facilitate that jungle champion. But the Lee Sin, great blind pick. But Tomio electing this choice for the Jarvan means that he is looking to be more of a facilitator, ensuring that they have guaranteed engage. Anytime that Yawn does not have flash available, you can guarantee a lockdown with the Cataclysm.
All right, looks like Bjergsen and Armeo are putting a throwback out there, as it is the Zillion lock-in coming out. Now, this could be flex spot, but this is Bjergsen playing. And yes, this is Bjergsen playing, if you are just joining us, as Harry still in Australia, so Bjergsen subbing again. Excited to get some more games in with this squad as well. This completely changes the context of this game, because now what do we have? Well, we have Xin Zhao that can be sped up, empowered, can be free to int and get a get out of jail, aka get out of the death chamber, free life card from the Zillionaire. Also makes Yawn a humongous threat on this Aphelios. So I want to see if Saligo is able to play something that can punish Zillion enough where maybe EG can set up to dive the champion early, because that's really how you can get Zillion behind. Just getting him out of lane, making sure that he has to burn that TP early and often, make sure that he's never able to get the resources to allow him to get those items, because once he gets items and levels, he is so oppressive to go up against.
Paying respect over to SkyTech as well with the Rakan ban. This was a question that I had after being very impressed by SkyTech's confidence and performance in the game one with Evil Genius's Academy. We're going to see what is the next priority support that he will be leaning towards. The Aurelia ban is a nod to Bradley over in the top lane.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see Braum here, as Rakan is also a counter to Braum. That would give up the Zillion flex, but I still expect Bradley to be able to get counterpicked. But then again, if the Akali is showing, you do not want to pilot Akali into Zillion. So we could easily see something else taken, and it looks like Team Liquid are actually going to be taking the Galio for themselves. So this is an early pickup, but it is really good into the Akali. Whenever Akali jumps in, you just press W, you can chain the CC, make sure that you try and lock her up, and also will support Armeo when he dives in as well.
This is really looking like there's two schools of thought whenever you're playing around in Aphelios. Either you pick a lot of disengaged tools and things that can peel threats away from the Aphelios so that he can just, do 200 years things. But you can also just put a lot of dive emphasis so that everyone's attention is away from the Aphelios. But I know we're excited because this is a Seraphine lock-in for Saligo.
This is going to be a really interesting game to watch because this is a draft that, from watching a lot of the major regions, we've seen some Seraphine being played. The most I've actually seen it was in Proving Grounds. Team Ambition playing a ton of mages as they have been the ones to really popularize that. Gonna be curious to see if Saligo is able to play this to success, as Bradley would have teased that he's going to get counterpick. Gonna be the Lucian into Akali, so a very favorable lane phase for the Lucian early, but you need to punish that lane early to put Akali behind. If you do not, things get doomed rather fast, as Akali, if she ever gets ahead in this matchup, if you don't dodge out on that E, you die.
Yeah, and then with the Chem Tank build as well, it's not like when you used to deal with Glass Cannon Akali, you still might have a chance to, maybe dodge out on the burst and then deal with her as she's very squishy. Chem Tank build, she is so damn durable that you cannot just whittle her down easily with your auto attacks, even if you're investing in fully into crit or even a Blade of the Ruin King start for Lucian if you want to get more sustained. This is very dependent on Armeo setting up Bradley for success in the first few minutes of the game before Surdy gets access to perfect execution.
And something I actually really like about EG's draft into the Zillion is that everything they have is non-committal, right? There's no one on their team that's like, all right, we can only go in, right? I feel like that's where Zillion really hits a stride, because if you do use your option to go in, well, I just revive whoever you kill first. I can slow you down. You can't get out. Jarvan, Akali, yes, they want to go in, but they have ways to eke their way out. So I want to see if Bjergsen and Armeo can kind of channel some of that synergy that they had on TSM in 2019. Can you prep those bombs into Xin Zhao going in? Same with Rhino. Are you going to start out with one of those and then be able to chain the CC afterwards? If anyone's going to do it on Zillion, I expect it to be Bjergsen. And what a treat we get to see Bjergsen Zillion here at Academy.
Dude, when we found out Bjergsen was going to be playing in Academy today, we already thought it was kind of a surprise and a treat, obviously, but we're getting one of his signature picks after facing up against GBM Zillion that one time back in, I want to say 2015, and then the meme spawned where it's like, oh, this is your pick, this is my pick now, and Bjergsen
GBM
made
reference.
a name.
I'm here for that. That's one of my all-time favorite players.
Dude, GBM,
the Xerath god himself.
Hell yeah, man. The OG Xerath god.
Yes.
I know we have a little bit of a Xerath god in Improving Grounds right now in Serenok, but
Nope, not close to GBM level. Sorry, Serenok.
Come on, man.
Anyway, getting into this game, I expect both junglers to actually be pathing towards the top side. That's hands down the most volatile lane matchup. I think that Armeo needs to path up there to support Bradley and make sure that he's able to get the most out of the early levels in this matchup, where Bradley really going to have to keep our eyes out there. It's all about how many times he can proc that PTA, and really going to be all about if Armeo can potentially pull off a 3-wave dive onto this Akali, because given the fact that Tomio is pathing towards bot from the looks of things, starting on this top side, this could be an angle that Armeo could look to punish EG hard in this early game.
I suspect that Tomio has to know that with how volatile this top lane matchup is, that just because he's starting on the blue buff, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that maybe Tomio does a 3-camp clear, full clear on the top side of blue, to make Team Liquid think that he's going to be pathing towards the bottom side of the map, and then wrap back around to answer and make sure that Team Liquid cannot get this dive off. Right now, Surdy paying a lot of respect, knowing that Bradley has complete control of the lane. He has Lucian level 1 ranged against an Akali, so this is pretty damn hard for Akali to get in at this point.
I'm glad that Bradley tossed up an emote. I feel like that's important. Real big difference there. But in all seriousness, Bradley zoning Surdy off the first 3 creeps. The difference is that Bradley got experience in the first 3. Surdy did not. So Akali's very far behind already. Armeo, though, going for a full clear. So you can see Saligo actually pathing to ward out the Raptors. they're looking for the early play as, oh
SkyTech
boy.
taking a lot of damage on the back end as well, but the Ignite went down on the Kaori, so Cleanse and Flash being used by the AD carry of Evil Genius's Academy, the damage being split up between the two members of this bot lane. Team Liquid Academy do walk away with an overall summoner advantage.
And you can see the pings from EG on the top side by the Raptors. Armeo skipping over that was spotted, so they know that Armeo did 3 camps and is now on the red buff. So Surdy, a little bit more awareness now what's going on the top side. As the bot side, Sun's being blown and Jarvan tapping down here. This could be good for the side of EG.
Okay, well, it's a lot of damage onto Rhino. The flash forward. Ignite is not going to be enough. The heal from Yon is going to keep his support alive. And Tomio is there to make sure that no other funny business happens. But we called it, Cubby.
Yep. Here it comes. There really isn't anything else to say besides good luck, Surdy.
I don't even know how to call this one unless Surdy outplays it. Wait a minute. Flash from Armeo. Bradley can't get auto-attacks in because of the Shroud. Surdy? No way he actually outplays this. A flash from Bradley is going to make sure that First Blood is unanswered, and the dive is successful for Team Liquid.
Well played by TL, just juggling the aggro, making sure that they were able to pull off the kill somewhat cleanly. Burning 2 flashes it could be punished by them. Speaking of punishes, Rhino had to reset early. Rhino is still coming out of base. He's not yet in the bot lane, so Yon has to play really far back. And I love that EG is here and Tomio is threatening just to try and push him off the turret. As he's approaching, they might go for the play, but I think they expect Rhino to be in range, which he now is, so they will back off.
I'm really curious about this choice because it's a conscious one from Evil Genius's Academy. They know that this dive was coming. They knew that everything was in the cards to be prepped for against Surdy. But Evil Genius's Academy consciously saying, you know what, Surdy, even if you go down in this dive, it's going to be okay. One death is not going to change it. You're still keeping up in CS. We are prioritizing the success of Kaori and SkyTech early on in this lane, and I want to see how that reflects in the next few minutes of the game when we transition.
And look at this item difference in the top side. I mean, it is Surdy on Crumbs and Lucian with the biggest component to the first item completed.
Rhino going in for engage. Armeo's gonna try to sneak in through, but this sweeper canceling out the ward there. Team Liquid Academy knows that they have been spotted, but Armeo's just escorting this wave, ensuring that it gets the crash in. And Kaori and SkyTech have to pay respects, making sure that this dive doesn't come and happen in fruition, but Tomio is on the way. Wind becomes lightning. Armeo wants to dash in. Remember, he doesn't have flash from the dive before. Tomio appears in the nick of time, and they turn around that dive attempt. Yon doesn't have his summoners available either, and Kaori's just going to run Yon down as well. Yon does pick up SkyTech, stepping a little too far forward, but Tomio will lock up another kill for Kaori to claim.
Great read from Tomio, who... we talked about how him and Armeo have a pretty good relationship, and I know that for Tomio, I mean, Armeo was one of the first pro players that he looked up to, that he talked to, that he learned a lot from because he's experienced, and so maybe some of that familiarity shining through as Tomio has a really good read on Armeo there. Of course, was spotted out on the ward that he cleared to get in that bot lane rush, but is able to answer the gank, turn this around for EG, and we're in another early game where EG has the early priority, needs to scale up, and are able to do so as we get the replay. Love SkyTech and Kaori chaining that Bromstun into the chompers. Nice play by Yon to step up here and pick up an extra one, but it's off the read from Tomio in the initial play that gets EG ahead again.
The overall advantage that Armeo netted for the top side on the map, though, remains as Bradley having a decent 20 CS lead over Surdy. Surdy not being able to have any type of item completion since or because of the dive, and Bradley just really taking this advantage with him. Now, the question is for Team Liquid Academy, since they just had to deal with a thwarted dive attempt from Armeo onto the bottom side of the map, thanks to Tomio, how can Team Liquid Academy pay a revisit towards the top side of the map to continue building this snowball for Bradley?
Well, they are going to find Tomio here, using his cooldowns on the blue buff. Bradley did just TP back, and you can see Bjergsen already rotating over on the Zillion. So the blue buff contest is in, as this is going to be a tough fight for EG. I don't think they can take this.
And they're definitely greeting for it. Seeing... Oh,
okay.
unlucky.
Decent attempt. Of course, if the Seraphine ult hits allies, it does extend the range, so I think that was the idea.
Oh, SkyTech's dead.
Oh, no.
The Ignite is sticking down. Oh, wait, SkyTech is chucking on potions. And Rhino and Yon didn't believe that they didn't any more auto attack damage, and Kaori just doing a great job of zoning them away as well with the threat of these rockets. Has the Berserker Grease, throws out the Super Mega Death Rocket, a little bit of a field goal, bold, nice attempt. Evil Genius Academy still pushing Yawn and Rhino back.
And because Kaori wins out on the health bar exchange, because Armeo was just spotted on the top side, he will be able to crash this. Should be able to base and get first say, which I think is important for the upcoming Rift Herald. We're spawning here in 10 seconds. Team Liquid, they want to try and make a play for this. You have Bradley still just destroying this top lane. That garage sale for Surdy just got even worse as Bradley utilized his TP to come back to lane with a full mana bar and a pickaxe up top. And the fact that Tomio is actually starting this Rift Herald now, I think is really greedy from EG. I want to see if TL can punish
And he's
this.
pulling Surdy as well to get vision control, but this is a huge wave that Bradley's pushing in. There's no way that Evil Geniuses Academy can realistically contest this. They brought up SkyTech as well, but you're still realistically competing with 3 members here since Surdy cannot even come. And now that Rhino's here, this is surely going over to the hands of Team Liquid.
You got to give it, right? Like, Surdy doesn't have TP. Surdy doesn't have any items. And that early play from Team Liquid really paying off for them tenfold as they are able to utilize that top lane advantage to cash in on the most important neutral objective early in the game.
The wave advantage and the CS advantage for Bradley slowly just building up. An all-in attempt from Surdy. Perfect execution. He might have enough damage, but a flash from Bradley! Ooh. Right on the last tick of that animation. Dodges out on the crucial burst, ensures that he comes out on top of the 1v1.
Surdy went for the skill check. Bradley had the flash available, had the flash ready, and hit the flash in time.
Oh, wait.
As ends up going down. This dragon's taken. Can they get out?
Tomio's going to have to flash over the wall unless his cooldown comes up. But Rhino taking a lot of damage here. SkyTech might be the one that bites the dust here. Armeo flashing forward. Crescent Guard finds the wind, becomes lightning on the SkyTech, and he's just going to give his life forward, advancing on up to try and stop Armeo from being able to follow up onto Kaori, who will be able to make it out alive.
Really big for Armeo as he sees the red buff, now sees Tomio here, stops the base of Kaori. And this red buff, given the fact that Zillion can rotate over to support Armeo after that wave, should go over to the side of Team Liquid, as this is a much cleaner early game coming out of them. And they're really punishing some of the greediness coming out from EG, trying to get these early neutrals really well.
It's a Gale Force completed at just under 10 minutes for Bradley. This is really scary for Surdy now. He has a Bomby Cinder, so he has a little bit of extra health as well as a cloth to get some resistances up, but 1,500 gold lead right now for Bradley, fully completed item. He has so much control of this wave, of this lane right now.
Look at Bjergsen.
And Armeo and Bjergsen are coming in for the hunt. Tomio is nowhere on this side of the map. Rhino's going to channel the hero's entrance to guarantee a knock-up onto SkyTech. Kaori is fed beautifully right into Jan's waiting arms, and Team Liquid Academy continuing the advantage even without the help of Bradley as they 4v2 the bottom side of the map.
And this is what we were expecting from Team Liquid Academy. Regardless of the mid laner playing, honestly. I mean, this is a team where last year they were second both spring and summer. They took second in summer PG. They won summer playoffs for Academy. And that was while Jenkins and Armeo were subbing in for LCS. This team was an elite Academy team with 4 returning members. Of course, Bjergsen and Rhino are stepping in for Ayla. And Harry not quite being there as Bjergsen... He's interrupting my story time by eking out, you know? But it's fine.
Bjergsen still had ulti available and he didn't even need it. Oh man, this is
calculated, right?
Dude, this is that is the confidence and the unscathedness of an experienced player right there. Bjergsen's already seen some, in his past years.
See, for him, it's confidence. For me, you call me old and having bad reactions.
Yeah, because I like making fun of you, Cubby. This is my term of affection for you. So just deal with it.
Okay, that's... Okay, well, anyway. Getting back into the game. We do have 2 minutes and 30 seconds till the next dragon. Rift Herald will be up rather soon, but... have a little bit of downtime, and given the fact that Team Liquid did take that first brick in the bot side, they're rotating their bot lane mid, where Rhino, he's gonna be caught.
Oh, the Flag and Drag still catches him out on the knockup. One more auto attack damage. Oh, Tomio getting the slow, just one more. Oh! Tomio does have the flush forward to secure the kill. Moonlight Vigil dodging out on Tomio. Bjergsen now coming in for the rotatos right now, but Evil Geniuses Academy well on their way out of the jungle.
Rotatos?
Yeah, dude.
All right, we're I feel like Kungus is really having a not great effect on you, Rafa.
I told you he was growing on me.
Yeah, getting back to the game once again, Armeo has still been sitting on this first Rift Herald, does have a good opportunity to drop it here in the top lane. Support Bjergsen, while Bjergsen supports Armeo, gives him a little bit of love, gives him some XP, and this Shelly should lead to another turret being taken for TL.
Big crash. Not quite enough to take down the turret completely. Tomia, whoa, that's a lot of damage. Tomia, yeah, just relax. They defend the turret for now, but I think Team Liquid Academy have enough strength to be able to crash it and take it down on the next wave.
I think the only positive throughout all this for the side of EG is that Surdy has at least been able to farm up safely, as that bot wave just got closer to the halfway point on the map than what it has been the last couple of minutes. And Bradley, because of that, is actually taking all the bot side jungle camps, which I really like, because if you're a jungler and you're just going to be on top side for the next few minutes, if you have a teammate take those camps, well, when the next ones respawn, they have more experience. So I actually kind of like that from Bradley, as he was eating up the Gromp during all this, and now has a wave still pushing to him in the bot side. But it looks like EG more concerned about trying to group up before this next dragon spawn, which if they can somehow find this or sneak this, would be kind of nice for them. But they still are down 5k gold when plates are about to fall. So it's going to be a tough game here for EG.
Oh, yeah. That's
they're pretty far behind.
That's one word for it. Yeah, 5,000 gold lead at 14 minutes. This is huge deficit. But for Team Liquid Academy, getting a much better look and appearance, and this time around, they've played to Bradley. They snowballed him effectively. The Gale Force and the Ionian Boots being complete. Whoa! Okay, I like the angle approach from Soligo. Encore flash, but now it's a re-engage attempt from Team Liquid Academy. Bradley pelting away at Soligo's HP bar with the Gale Force as well, almost getting the execute damage as well. Armeo, Wind becomes lightning into the Audacious Charge, gets more damage into the forces of Evil Geniuses Academy. No one goes down yet. Soligo still has Unleashed Teleport to join the fight and potentially defend this turret from falling.
And this should be the Dragon easily going over to Team Liquid. We'll see how much they can get off of it. I respect the attempt from Soligo, because I believe he made that attempt knowing that Bjergsen was still coming out of base. So that would have given them a 5v4 without the Zillion there. That's really important for the side of EG.
Oh, Cataclysm on the Yawn. He still doesn't have flash from before, but they have a Bjergsen. They have a Bjergsen Zillion who's going to revive him back with the Chrono Break. And now Armeo, he's coming in as well. Soligo forced back away as well. Chrono Shift keeping Yawn alive even after the grave. And Team Liquid Academy just pulling further ahead.
And Bjergsen bought 2 flashes with his own there. Trying to connect with the double bomb would have been a 3-man stun, but EG intelligently flashing away from that. Aggressive attempt from Surdy and Tomio, once again, trying to find fights where they have a numbers advantage. Trying to find fights where they can play around the Zillion, but a really good Galio ult from Rhino prevents any hopes for EGA finding that win.
Solid 6,000 gold lead now for Team Liquid Academy. They haven't broken open this mid-turret tier 1 yet, but the side lanes have already collapsed as we saw the first 15 minutes pan out. Surdy yet to complete the Chem Tank build, so he's still waiting for that mythic completion. It will help in his durability-ness and his ability to get on top of squishy targets, but you're already seeing a problem for Evil Geniuses Academy is their reliability to burst out these targets when Bjergsen's Chrono Shift is up and available.
And we saw it there firsthand with Yawn, right? I mean, every ability was dumped into Yawn, all for him just to get back on the Rift. A-okay. Now we're going to have to see if EG even tries to fight this yet again, as Team Liquid, they are grouped. Surdy has that teleport, but I think now they see the 5 members of Team Liquid. They're just going to back off, see that Rift Herald, and likely see that mid-outer turret as well, as I think TL will just instantly drop this one to make sure they take that one for themselves.
With the second Rifted Herald of the game going over to Team Liquid Academy, they have a couple of options now going into the latter half of this mid game right now. Do they want to just guarantee knocking open the mid-tier 1? It looks like they might not necessarily need the Rift Herald for it because they have a numbers advantage currently in the mid lane, and they could just get a few more auto attacks down. Bradley trying to trail Soligo on this Chemtech map, which we have, by the way. So we are going to get Scion passive as the Soul if we get late enough to that point of the game.
Yeah, so if you've been watching competitive league across the world, you'll know that Chemtech Soul, of course, it's an interesting new map effect. Yeah, of course, zombies too, but interesting new map effect. They did add some blast cones actually to the edge of Chemtech Soul when you're walking out of base on either side of them, which I think actually makes the Soul a lot more reasonable in terms of playing against. I know it was really difficult preseason to play against Chemtech Soul when you were behind. The position that EG finds himself in is they're going to try and find Bradley on the top
Bradley
side.
still has Gale Force and Flash available, already using Gale Force, and now he's pelting away at Tomio, forcing his own Flash. Rhino cannot follow over as he was already channeling the Idol of Duran. Not going to be able to follow up and look for a taunt, but Team Liquid Academy just pushing Evil Geniuses out of the confines and safety of their own jungle. It's not a safe place for them anymore. They're going to have to retreat back to base.
And I love Bjergsen just stepping up into that choke, landing that two-man stun on the EG, just slowing them down, making sure that Yawn was able to secure that mid-inner turret. As TL, no slowing down seems like a common theme for them in this game, as they were able to slow down EG in the last one, but EG really going to have to dig deep to try and do the same to Team Liquid in this game. And I feel like it has to really all come down to the Seraphine. Team Liquid's done a really good job of flashing away from those ultimates that Sligo has been throwing out, but the first two encores have not connected, and we're going to need a different type of encore this time around if EG wants to have a chance winning this next Dragon fight.
And just the heads-up play from Team Liquid Academy, from Evil Genius's choice to try and pursue, looking for a pick on Bradley. They only sent a couple members to assist in the reinforcements for the potential pick. Everyone else, they plopped the Rift Herald down, secured the two turrets. This has now made things very difficult for Evil Genius's Academy to defend from anywhere outside of their base, because now vision control can be pushed lines for Team Liquid Academy further and further into the jungles of Evil Geniuses. And as we're setting up for both the third Dragon of the game as well as the Baron, these are the next two objectives that are going to be on the minds of these two teams.
And I'm curious to see if EG even can test this Dragon, right? Because they are still incredibly far behind. I really don't... I think that Seraphine scaling, it can work wonders, but you're also going up against a Zillion that can empower Aphelios and also empower a Lucian. So I'm really curious to see if EG can find a way to navigate into that, because that sounds extremely difficult to me. And I honestly don't know like what the problem solving is going to be here for EG, because they can't side into the Lucian. If they group up, it's going to be really tough to find an encore with all the map control that TL has in their jungle. And it feels like the answer here is a Fnatic rush into Bradley.
Oh my god. Oh, but the Glacial Fissure goes wide. Bradley escaping the choppers as well, just flashing away. But now Tomio might be able to lock him down with the Cataclysm. But here comes the rest of reinforcements. Bjergsen is TPing in. Not soon enough for Bradley to get revived by a potential Chrono Shift. But Tomio is low on HP. Encore.
EG?
Wait a minute. Encore is still available for Soligo, and Surtees now finds a flank of his own onto the back line. It forces Chrono Shift to be used on Bjergsen, but they annihilate Surtee. And a beautiful flash from over the wall from Rhino sets up for all the pieces. But wait a minute, Kiori's turning things around. Just thanks off the back of Soligo with a beautiful encore to set up the dominoes to Kiori to knock them all down. And somehow, Evil Genius's Academy still come out on top with the numbers advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Academy, and so here we're about learning. And if we're gonna replay that, I get to talk to you guys about choke points, because that is exactly what ended up happening with both of these teams here. I respect the attempts onto Bradley, right? You aren't going for this Dragon, set up some form of trap, they fully commit to it, but now watch how each team plays into the choke point, right? So this re-engage coming out from Rhino on the back half, I know that we're going to see Bjergsen go into passive. We're going to see EG get some nice chip damage down. But as they try and exit this choke point, watch this re-engage from Rhino and the rest of the team. This is beautiful stuff from Team Liquid Academy. And that's until they overcommit to clean up the fight in the choke point, because then Kiori gets all the AoE damage down to get the resets and force TLA out, as EGA shows some fight in this game off the back of their bot lane, making that play to walk up, give it up to Dragon, trying to trade something out for it. Guess what? They trade a 4 for 3. They get shutdowns too. And oh boy, Team Liquid coming out of that replay, they're just going straight for Baron.
All right, Team Liquid Academy, they just burned it down without Evil Genius's Academy even getting a chance to really answer and response. 30 is on the other side of the map. Now, at this point,
Hooray.
objective bounty has been secured, though, for Surdy. It was a massive turnaround, but still 6,000 gold lead for the side of Team Liquid, and now with the Baron buff on their side, it's going to be a lot easier to start chipping away at the doors of this base, starting with those inhibitor turrets in the mid lane. There's still a couple of outer turrets, tier 2, on the top and the bottom side of the map that need to be dealt with, but for Evil Genius's Academy, they are doing the best that they can to hold on, and we saw a glimpse of the scaling starting to come to fruition. It's not fully online quite yet, but played around in those choke points here. When you're able to find an encore on the multiple members and set up for KR to get AoE damage with those rockets, this is where Evil Genius Academy could potentially find a way back in.
And I mean, honestly, I just want to see how TL were able to reset the map and get that Baron, right? Because, I mean, we were in the replay. Like, we didn't really see the reset that, like, ended up TL just taking Baron for free. And, I mean, this makes life, for as good as that play was for EGA, at least the attempt to try and get back into this game, this makes things all the more difficult on them now as they try and put the pieces together against Team Liquid, who, with this Baron, I mean, every inner turret is now fallen except for the top one, and they're trying to get on the inhibitor now, looking to break this.
Objective bounty being secured, though, as KRE stayed on the top side of the map. Might be a trade for this inhibitor turret on the bottom side, though. Team Liquid Academy, next wave. Look where Tomio's ready to position, maybe looking for an engage or a flank. KRE still has to come outside of the base, but Super Mega Death Rocket getting some chip damage. Inhibitor turret still does fall for Team Liquid Academy's favor. They can't get enough of a push, though, to secure this inhibitor, but they have made one step into the base of Evil Geniuses.
And for EG, this upcoming Dragon, I'm really curious to see if they're going to fight, because if they do fight at the moment, they still have a couple flashes down on the side of Bradley that they can maybe punish. If they find someone split from Bjergsen and Zillion, maybe they can get that initial kill, which turn the rest of the fight. Keep in mind that EG won in a 5v4 after Zillion was able to pop the ultimate and get himself back. So I think that EG, I'm just curious to see if they hit this window or not, because as time goes on, I don't see like a whole lot more windows cropping up for them. And I think given the fact that Zillion just committed TP mid, I don't think that EG are going to try and contest this. Just look at all the control that TL has. They are still sitting on the Baron buff, so this is still very difficult for EG to try and contest.
Yeah, it's still a 7,000 overall gold lead in terms of stats. Surdy getting slowed down by Bjergsen's bombs and time shifts at the moment. Gonna make or time warp, I should say. Team Liquid Academy, as you already mentioned before, looks like the Baron buff just timed out for them, but they're maintaining control of this bottom jungle quadrant. And as the fourth dragon of the game has spawned, Team Liquid have first say to it, and Evil Geniuses cannot even dream of contesting.
And for the next fight, this does mean that all flashes are up. And I think for the side of EG at the moment, it really feels like Saligo is the one that has to be that big secondary engage, and I want to see if him and Tomio can kind of sync up and try and find this play, as of course both players that we expect to do rather well in Academy this split, but also new teammates, and we are still week 1 in the season, so good opportunity to see if the two of them can sync up and maybe find a pick, because there is no way to escape an encore if it does connect for the side of Team Liquid, and I feel like that's the only ability that can really save EG at this point.
Bradley might be finding out Saligo. He has flash available, so he shouldn't be in that great of a danger. The bush is going to allow Saligo to sneak on out of there. Team Liquid Academy is just playing the slow game. They already claimed this objective. It's technically giving more time for Evil Geniuses Academy to farm on up and collect on power spikes. Surdy, despite being massively down in the early game, has managed to pick up both Chem Tank and Demonic Embrace. This is where a lot of the Akali replays we've been seeing on Twitter so far pop up when they get these two items. Very hard to take down in these fights.
We are here with Surdy still rotating over, but have been able to successfully defend the big wave from crashing into this turret. And I think Team Liquid are mostly here just to make sure that they maintain control over the Baron side of the map, as that, of course, is spawning here in 1 minute. And for Team Liquid, this is all just business as usual. As I mean, I really want to credit them for how they played out this early game, right? I mean, that set up top onto Surdy's Akali. It was a problem last game. They found the right solution for it this game, and were able to execute it as well. And from there, just able to kind of snowball that into sides so well, playing off the fact that Yawn's on his Aphelios, Bjergsen's on the Zillion. It's really made life difficult for EG in this one.
Got a little bit of downtime here, Cubby. I know that a lot of the action that we saw just a few minutes ago pales in comparison to a little bit of the handshaking that is going on. Team Liquid Academy just being very patient, waiting for the next window of opportunity, which will be in about 15 seconds when this Baron does spawn. And if you look at the vision control that they've established already, at least for Evil Genius's Academy, don't have safe wards in the river, so they cannot approach there. Thankfully for them, they have ways to safely go in through the jungle. But actually, there's one ward in the river for Evil Genius's Academy. It's their only way.
So Team Liquid, they don't have a great flanker in the solo lanes, but they did have a ward behind the side of EG, but it will be Bradley just TPing to get back to mid to kind of help with this poke war. And so far, EG doing an okay job. As I mean, Sligo still is on Seraphine. That's why this game for me, more of a science project to see what can scale harder between the Zillion and the Seraphine, right?
We really have returned to some of the mid-enchanter meta from before. Oh, that's a lot of damage on the Rhino. He's got to back out of that one. Aftershock already expended. Can't tank up another engage. He's going to get this recall up, and now it's up to Team Liquid Academy to see how long they can stall out before Rhino gets back up on the map.
Kaori really playing well in this game. I mean, keep in mind that that one dive that Armeo and Bjergsen were able to pull off bot 4v2 really cleanly executed by TLA, got them first turret. Kaori's really bounced back from that. Now sitting at 4-1 and 4 is
Tomio does have flash. He's going to flash away from Rhino's hero entrance, but Bradley's now on the chase. He has the time warp for the extra movement speed from Bjergsen. But Encore is going to hit on the two members. Does Bjergsen get a chance? He doesn't get a chance to pop Chrono Shift. That's two members down. Kaori isn't popping off with the rockets. Armeo's the only one on the front lines, and Bradley and Yawn have to scatter like the wind. Evil Genius's Academy. They're turning it around.
That Encore connected from Sligo. We talked about how TLA didn't have any way to get out of that, and that's why Bjergsen wasn't able to get the ult off as EG find the fight in the choke, find the big Encore from Sligo, and they say this second Baron is ours. We are not going down without a fight.
How is this happening? Evil Genius's Academy down almost 7,000 gold before that fight are able to manifest and find and take advantage of the window right at the right time. And now the Baron buff is on their side. They are still having to... They need to make sure that they get back up in the map, though, because this is Chemtech Soul on the line for Team Liquid Academy, and you already see the teleports coming in.
Yeah, Bjergsen is using his intelligently, just going to get mid-prio, make sure that they're able to get this priority in the bot river. But Surdy's sitting here with the empowered creeps, actually able to make sure that EG has pushed, so this will help them try and at least sneak into the river, as Tomio does have that sweeper prop. Double control wards, though. EG were able to get here. That's a big deal, but it has been pulled.
No sums for Yawns. They're going to try to do it. Armeo will secure the Chemtech Soul. This is huge for Team Liquid Academy. And now you see Evil Genius's Academy being a little bit more cautious about taking a fight. They don't want to deal with the zombie aftermath. This is not World War Z that they want to be playing around. Team Liquid Academy and Yawn dashing back in forward with the Gale Force. They get the roots on thanks to the Gravitum gun. But beautiful Glacial Fissure slowing down the fight. Encore finds it onto Yawn, forces the stopwatch. Bradley's gonna get caught up. It's a Chrono Shift, but now Bjergsen has nothing more, no more utility in the tank. Surdy onto the back line, finds one on the Yawn, pops the Guardian's Angel, but now he's getting a resurrection from the zombie passive. He already takes down two. Surdy being down so far in the game, finds three for Evil Genius's Academy. Bradley is still alive, Bjergsen's still up, but this is 4 members for Evil Genius's Academy to wreak damage on their base.
Rafa, I found the answer to who wins the scaling war. It's gotta be EG because of Kaori, the range of this Jinx, the AoE rockets, and the fact that Kaori is in this position. He's pumping out the damage that's keeping EG in this game, and he's able to outrange everyone, even people that are sped up by the Zillion. That, and when we get the replay, you have to watch this Shuriken backflip coming out from Surdy. It is the reason that EG was able to wipe this fight so hard, as EG what a game we're seeing. They were down Chemtech Soul in that fight, and they just cleaned up Team Liquid
And
Academy.
they've closed the gold lead as well, as we finally get a look at the replay.
Watch Kaori. These rockets that did so much damage, it enables them to step up. The double stopwatch from TL is insane here. But watch this Shuriken back from 30. Watch this. Woo. Gets Yawn, able to take him down, and from there, EG just wiped the fight as 30 splits everyone up. They take out the big carry first, and man, EG, we were excited about some of the young players that they were promoting, but seeing them being able to pop off so early in the season, man, just gets me even more excited for what this team can do moving forward, as they are taking one of the strongest academy teams that we had last year with 2 of their returning players back, almost to a 2-0 series, even with Bjergsen subbing in to help them out. I mean, this has been an insane debut for EG across the board.
If you needed more of a reason why to get hyped about Academy from our first series of the day with Dignitas Academy, their sweep over FlyQuest, another reason, we're going to chalk it up on the board. Evil Geniuses Academy, they were down 7,000 gold just 5 minutes ago, and they have closed that gold lead. They are still down to Chemtech Soul, which still makes things very difficult. But an Elder Dragon reverse win condition can always be at play as long as Evil Geniuses Academy stay strong on the map for the next 3 minutes.
And Tomio, I mean, this is a Aphelios without flash, but Yawn's flashing with red white, so I feel like Tomio intelligently
Don't fight.
diving in on that one. Yeah, and I mean, we are in yet another very interesting game state where now EG has taken control. Now they're the ones that get to use this Chemtech Soul on TL side of the map. And oh, Kaori.
Kaori burns the cleanse, still maintaining the flash.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, Kaori got the welcome to NA last game with the pop-off on Jhin, and then Bjergsen's like, no, you know, that's the double bomb on Zillion. Like, you know, give him the real welcome, right?
You know, Bjergsen really getting his work cut out for him. I know he's excited about getting more games in Academy. I don't know what his expectations were of the difficulty of them, but this is definitely a hell of a series that we are watching, where I know we mentioned it before, a lot of Team Liquid Academy fans definitely excited and really expecting things to go easily in their way, but this should show how awesome the new talent that we have in North America can be, with the right infrastructure, with the right coaching staff, and the cultivation around them. Evil Geniuses, such fantastic players already showing up, and regardless of how this game pans out and closes out, this has been a really impressive showing.
And, I mean, I'd be even more impressed they are able to close it out. And we're about to get to a rather exciting game state here, Rafa, as we are almost done stalling. 50 seconds till Baron,
yeah.
$120 until the Elder Dragon. And now we really get to put both of these teams to the test, as we're going to have to see what the priority is here. Elder, of course, takes priority, but Baron is up a little bit earlier. And it looks like, at the moment, off of this reset, Bradley's going to fix that bot lane, but Team Liquid hugging more of the top side, making sure that EG does not get the chance to sneak a Baron or walk in that top side river for free.
Vision line has been pushed towards the mid side. Surdy already occupying the space of the jungle quadrant on the bottom side of the map. He finds Bradley with the sweeper. Oh my goodness, he's going to go for the execution. Misses the backflip. Is it enough damage? Not necessarily for the perfect execution. Bradley answers back with his own culling. Both of the top laners have teleport available. Bradley might have enough lifesteal, but he's going to force a recall. Surdy is going to channel his own.
Just pumping out damage from the green-white setup for Yawn, who's doing a very nice job of handling those Aphelios guns, as we expect from Yawn. And Armeo going to use that chunk onto Saligo. Saligo TPing back to that topside jungle, but they will utilize that space on the map to start off this Baron.
They're doing it without vision. Okay, they're going to go right onto Bradley. He still has flash available. Tomio is patiently waiting out for it, but he flashes over the wall, buys enough distance, and the Super Mega Death Rocket goes right, which means there's no way to steal the Baron. Surdy has perfect execution once again, but a beautiful stun from Bjergsen. Encore's going to catch out Armeo. Moonlight Vigil answers back, but can't take out Surdy quite yet, but he will eventually go down. Tomio on the right side of the map, getting pinched by Bradley and Rhino. Meanwhile, Armeo doing all that he can, but Rhino will now pull an audible pull out into the front line, and Kaori is still looking for more damage, looking for the chase. Team Liquid Academy now have to rotate on over because the Elder Dragon is alive.
This is really tough now for EG. Of course, they are down a member. Surdy won't be able to teleport when he's able to respawn, but they burned their tools, right? There's no ultimate now on Sneagle. They have to wait for the Encore. They have to wait for the Bramble. TL's pushing. They should right now.
Bjergsen walking up on forward. The Time Warp into the Everfrost. Gets a lot of CC down. Bradley answers with a culling. Low on HP, but it's going to be enough to push them off. And this Elder Dragon is being started up by Armeo. Can Tomio find a way to steal this dragon? But Rhino is playing goalkeeper. He's bodyguarding right now. And they're going to get the knockup on him. Tomio has to flee the scene. Elder Dragon going down 3,000 HP. It is in the hands of Team Liquid Academy and now Evil Geniuses Academy for the next 4 minutes, Cubby. This is going to be the hardest defense of their life.
And massive props to Bradley, right? Bradley did get caught out earlier in that last fight that went EG's way, but this time around able to use that flash behind the wall as well.
Really ambitious. I mean, they get the kill on the Rhino, but it's a Chrono Shift answer from Bjergsen. I take that back. No Chrono Shift, just the zombie passive. But they answer back on the Skytech. Support for support, 4v4.
Red-white for Yawn. No way that EG can commit into this. It's at least one inhib going down. And see what TL does afterwards, as they've already cleaned up this bot inhibitor turret. Might be looking to take the turret, but that's the damage in the range that Jinx can pack.
Full build. Runeon's Hurricane as well. Gale Force forward, trying to look for chip damage onto Bjergsen. He still has Chrono Shift available. So Ligo, oh goodness. The damage with the Elder Dragon and the turret doesn't kill him quite yet. Yawn wants to step up for it, is able to get it thanks to the extra range of the Calibrum. And now that's 2 inhibitors gone for Evil Geniuses Academy.
They got to reset and just go for the last one. And this is where I think EG is like running into the situation right now where you cannot fight into Elder, let alone Elder and Kentexel. But they have to try and stall and get creative and buy enough time so that they can actually have a chance to fight again without getting triple inhib. Because that's exactly what TL is going to try and do off this reset. You're going to just see them sprinting towards that top side, not even taking their own camps. They're just back to play on the Rift and try and take away the base from EG and wrap this one up.
Baron buff still available for Team Liquid Academy. Making this push through the mid lane, prepping up this minion wave as Bradley occupying the top side of the map, readying up that minion wave as well. It's going to take out the tier 2 turret. They're going to make this siege against the inhibitor Strauer. 2 Nexus turrets remain in between Team Liquid Academy and a game to win.
You can see they're not even going for that last inhibitor. They're just going for the Nexus turrets as Kaori not able to get in range to fire off those rockets. That is one fall.
Nexus turret 1, gone. Nexus turret 2, taking some damage. Bradley opening up with the culling. Nexus turret 2 is gone. Armeo opens up the engage. Multiple AoE knockup on the Yawn. Wait a minute, is this going to be huge? Chrono Shift was already used on the Yawn. Team Liquid Academy, Kaori putting out as much damage as he can. Kaori's not getting challenged. Bradley in the 1v1 trying to take him down. It's zombies, but they're trying to take him down. But Team Liquid Academy in zombie passive will still close out the game.
Oh, the Chemtech Soul at the end, the finish to that one. What a finish to game 2. What an end to that series as EGA pushed Team Liquid Academy to their max, pushed Team Liquid Academy to a tie as they get revenge in that second one. But man, what a series we had in our hands.
Kaori, I thought he was about to pull out a miracle save.
Oh, that 3-man EQ from Tomio, I thought that was it. I thought they had it.
Holy camole, man. What a series. I'm so happy that Academy is back. We're getting such fun games back and forth on the day 1 of the stream. And honestly, that has really taken a lot of wind out of our sails. So we're going to be taking a short break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by... you already know who's joining us, our favorite new guest analyst, as we get ready to take one last look at that series.